Deb here, your spiritual cheerleader and mentor. Welcome to Greatest Jesus in Me YouTube channel. And you know what to do. Subscribe now. And friends, today we have our resident psychiatrist, Dr. Malaika Fagette. Hey Malaika, how you doing?
Hello, Debbie. Hi, Tia. How are you doing?
Good. And friends, just in case you haven't seen the other videos with Dr. Malaika Fagette, she is my niece. So today we are going to be talking about suicidal ideations or suicidal thoughts. And we are just going to jump right into it. So, Dr. Fagette, what are suicidal thoughts?
Okay, suicidal thoughts is a thought, about one person finishing their life, or this person wants their life to finish. They want to die. They no longer think of living for many reasons. But is this thinking of should I die? How should I die? When should I die? You know, and the suicidal is when you are planning to do it by yourself. You're you're planning to finish your life. So many times we can think about how our life is going to end, and it could be just a thought that will just come across your mind, but you will let it go. But other times you think about it in a very serious way, which is very risky because some people, people attempt suicide, and many people will have success killing themselves. And it's very sad. This is very sad when somebody finish their lives. It's sad when a person dies uh, from natural causes or accidental causes. But it's so much more sad when a person finish their own lives when you can decide to live and to do some other things. So suicidal thoughts is something that we really take very seriously.
Mhm. Yes. And what are the triggers, and or are there any triggers for these suicidal thoughts?
Yes, so when in some videos before we talk about our internal talk, we are talking to ourselves
Mhm.
most of the time. You talk to yourself. So you are analyzing your life, you have your wishes, you have your desires, you have things that make you angry, things that make you sad, you know. So you see life, whole your life, and you're evaluating your life, and you see your future, and you see what you want to for the future, and you see and you think about if this is going to be possible. So many times, some triggers are when we don't see things that we want in our life. Some things in the past, some people thinking of things that they live in the past as a trauma, and they feel angry about it. They feel very sad about it. They feel very ashamed, or they feel guilty about this. Uh, it could be so many things that doesn't goes with the normal personal desires of what you want in life. Nobody wants bad in your life, but it's not what you can decide so many times. So triggers are negative. events in your life, or you are seeing in the future that you will have negative events that you do not want to face. So people will be saying like very commonly, "Oh no, I prefer to be dead before of facing this and this," and they will do it. They will say it in a very funny way. So you see how common it can be for people don't want to face negativity in their lives. So or they can think about, no, I cannot live with this. So like for example, when you lose a loved one, when you lose somebody that is so important in your life, and then you don't see yourself living without that person, that is something in the future, because you say, well, my life is meaningless now, what can I do? Or if you done something that will bring in the future negative consequences, like facing the law, like facing to pay a big debt that you cannot afford, or facing something that you feel is so unfair and you don't see any strength to fight. So people feel hopeless. So feeling hopeless, feeling weak to face the future can trigger these suicidal events, because they say, I'm not there, I don't have to face it. So it would be something like, oh, this could it could really help. Some people will start thinking that it will really help if I don't face this because I cannot do it.
Mhm.
So this course of thoughts, of thinking, you know, this way of thinking that I cannot do this, it's too hard, you know, will start increasing suicidal thoughts. So this is negative thoughts. Okay, so that is there when somebody doesn't feel uh, comfortable, don't feel with this strength to face life. But the thing is, who can who can have these suicidal thoughts? Uh, a normal person that really had a very hard day, a very difficult day, take him or she for surprise, and they don't know what to do. It could be a person that is sick, uh, that is having too much pain, and they don't know how to deal with it. This pain is not easy for many people. It could be somebody that feels so lonely that doesn't have anybody to look after, or nobody's looking after him or she. Feels so lonely, they feel useless. Sometimes it's people that are suffering from depression. This is depressive disorder. So you see that, okay, this happens, and then the person feels sad, and each day they feel more sad and more deep in these negative feelings and thoughts. They, in this situation, the person really feels weak and hopeless, but they're suffering from depression. Or it could be complicated with when a person is consuming alcohol, that alcohol will depress the brain, and it will make us be more vulnerable. Drinking alcohol will not give us good ideas to solve our problems or make us feel stronger. No, that could be in a little inch where the person is feeling a little bit relaxed. people when they continue drinking, and after they stop drinking, depression is what's going to show up. So, and on the other hand, with people with these mental problems, I said depression and sometimes personality disorders, that when we talk about personality disorders, it's people that constantly cannot cope with life, with changes. So these people are especially vulnerable. Okay. So we are talking about a contest of circumstances that happens, negative circumstances that happens, or that we think can happen in the future. And we're also talking about the mental health of the person. We're also talking about social support. What is the social, the people around this person, and if this person really have communication with the people around him or she. And finally, if the person is in contact with substances like alcohol, drugs, see, and then what make it more risky is when the person really have some means to commit a suicide, and then they will talk thinking in a more obsessive way about how to finish their own lives. Okay. So following this, it's very interesting because anybody can think about suicide in a difficult situation. What can we do to prevent this is that we need to teach the society that this can happen. One, that under stress, under pain, under depression or suffering, or under the effect of drugs, you can have these suicidal thoughts. And so we need to know that that is there. We need to know that having access to guns, to drugs, to alcohol, to poisons, and so many other ways, because so many people will do different things that are available there, would even look in the internet to see some ways of dying easily, faster, what to do. And you say, whoa, wait, I'm thinking about this. So we need to stop, because we need to try to focus on how to be, to have strength to face life, to be flexible with life changes, to be flexible when things are not going on the way we want, and to talk to other people when your inner talk is just too negative, too bizarre. Talk to somebody, because we know that suicide exists, but we know that living your life, it also exists, and it's the best. And I see so many people in very difficult situations. You see people in the streets, you see people begging, you see people so poor they don't have where to live, and they're struggling for their lives. See, you say, wow, this person wants to live, because they are looking for their food even in the garbage, but they want to. They will beg because they want to. So many times we see our problems so big, we cannot cope with that. Then we try to think, just live simple. Just find yourself in a very simple way. Calm down, and then see how you can stand up, and you can walk and continue. You see, it's easier to say than to do it, but it's the way. And we can do it easily, we can do it with help. See? So when a person comes with these suicidal thoughts, many times they are ambivalent. They think whether I should die or not, whether this will change things, or whether these people will love me or not, whether these people will forgive me or not, whether things are going to be better or not, whether I could deal with this or not. They're like ambivalent. So in this ambivalence, they will probably say, I've been thinking of killing myself. I've been thinking of suicide. I've been thinking that life is not worth it. And these are some of the signs. People saying it. They are thinking about it. And then we need to listen and say, hey, let's talk about it. What is causing you this pain? What is causing you to think this way? Because in this, whether I can or cannot do it, live or not, we need the person to come back to life with what they need. Social support. They need to allow somebody to look into the problem with them so they can find better solutions. Many times solution is treating the depression, treating the anxiety with psychotherapy, with medications. Or sometimes we need to see what is going on, what is causing so much pain in your body, what is causing your brain to be so confused. And psychotherapy to allow the person to practice thinking about their own life in a different way, in their own strengths or weakness in a different way, how to deal with the people in your life. So psychotherapy can help. And also the spiritual health. You know that spirituality help a lot of people decide not to finish their own life. Sometimes it doesn't cure depression, but many times it will stop people from trying to finish their life because they say, I don't want to live again. This life has no meaning for me. But I won't kill myself because I know that it's not good in God's eyes. So I won't do it. So these people will probably withdraw from life and be very low in energies, not doing things, because depression will be still there. See? So spirituality helps a lot to give you direction in your life, to give you patience, to teach you what is to be humble and see comfort and see a good response from behaving with humbleness. Because sometimes you feel that when you feel that you are all alone, you feel that you cannot be humble because you are so alone. And when you are humble, you are hopeless, you are helpless, and you are finished. So we think that we have to battle everything with our own strength and conquer and finish everybody and be the only one. But no, with humbleness, we can put our problems, our troubles into God. See?
In God's hands.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in God. And then we say, I don't even have to deal with this. The problem is only there when I'm thinking about it, you see? So I can just live my life just like this, just breathing, just going to get my meals, just go and rest, just taking care of the things that I can take care of. And the things that I cannot take care of, I just don't take care about anything. And the spirituality will help you a lot with this. Because so many times we solve the world in our brains. And it's not like that. So it would be we are playing that game of do or die.
Mm.
Okay? So you say when I cannot do it, then I die. You said no.
Mm-hmm.
Allow God to guide you, to take care of you. Because the life don't even have to be perfect. And I say, we're all going to die eventually.
Yes.
And that is another crime when your life is finishing and you cannot do anything about it. So we need to learn how to live our life. Live a life based in trying to figure out, trying to have the experience of how many things you can do, how much you can learn, how much you can grow spiritually, how much you can be patient, see, how much physical strength you can have, how much you can wait, how much you can do for others, see, how much you can do for yourself, see. So we live our life having all these experiences day by day, and we tell to ourselves, in your inner thoughts, you say, oh, these suicidal thoughts, I have to do something with this because I need to move them away from my life and I need to focus on what I can do with my life. And it doesn't have to be too many things. Just do what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
If you cannot do anything, well, don't do anything. Just breathe, just eat, just keep quiet. And after that, then you will see what else you can do. See? So everybody needs to be involved in this issue. It's very good that everybody is involved because we can talk like this when we are not in pain, when we are not remembering any trauma, when we are not scared for the future. But that's why we need to be prepared. Because if somebody comes with us and we see the signs, let's say the signs that
Right.
the person is changing the behavior, they are withdrawing from life, they don't talk, they start talking about death, dying, or they start like talking about what to do with this, with that, when I'm not here. So hey, it's not bad to plan on your uh, material things, but when somebody he's in a problem, he's looking sad or she, uh, and then they want to give away everything, you have to say, are you okay? Don't you like life again? So the person will talk about this or no, or they will say, no, I'm just arranging anything. No. So you need to be open with this conversation. When the person wants to have a gun, wants to buy a gun, is interested in this, or some people buy ropes. September 10th of every year is the day of the suicidal prevention campaign.
September the 10th is
Yeah,
okay.
suicidal prevention campaign. So In my clinic, once we did activities, because in that activities we try to do promotion, mental health promotion, and then we had a big bulletin board where people will write message for people that are thinking about suicide, and people will write, God loves you, remember that you're not alone. And then we will take picture of what people write in this bulletin board, and then we will put it in the Instagram, but we don't have too much experience in the Instagram, but that was the idea. Put it in the Instagram and put hashtag suicide, because so many times that people want to finish their life, they put suicide.
Mhm.
And then I say, let's put suicide, because when the people are looking for ways to finish their life, they will also find reasons to keep on living.
And one thing that now that you say that, I had a person one time tell me, I need to find a reason to keep living.
Mhm. Yeah. And then you find out that the reason to live is just because you're alive. It's not in your power. Just live.
Mhm.
Just live. Just live whatever you need to live. You see? Just say, I will live because God gave me this life and God will take it away. So just try to trust God that He gives you this life, and you will try to appreciate the life with all the problems and things like that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh, Show appreciation.
Mhm.
See? So, what people need to do is that we connect, listen, share your hand, share your time, share your good thoughts, and don't leave the person alone. People feel so lonely, and
Mhm.
then they find out like so many people thinking about suicide, and then one of their children called them, Mama, and they stop. The phone rings, and they stop. Oh, it's my mother. They
And I've
stop.
heard, I know somebody that told me that the reason why they have not committed suicide is because they think of their parents. They
Yeah,
think of how devastating it would be for the parents for
true.
them to take their
Mhm.
lives, to take their life. So,
So all these big dreams that we have of a perfect life, just let's think about a life where you enjoy everything. You enjoy the sun rising. You enjoy the night. You enjoy um, somebody smile. You enjoy a butterfly. We need to calm down. See,
mhm.
many people have suicidal thoughts in the middle of problem with the boyfriend, girlfriend, or you know, marital problems.
Problems at work.
Yeah, some people suffering from harassment, bullying, things like
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
feel
In
like
school, kids in
hopeless.
school, kids in school go through that, whether they're in school, grade school, middle school, high school, college.
Yeah, where they don't get good grades, where they don't feel that they fit,
Mhm.
they feel rejected,
Mhm.
and people laugh at them. And you say, "Oh, it's so terrible! I cannot live with this chain." Hey, if people laugh at you, laugh too, you know. But when people is coming too violent on you, you need to open your mouth and look for help, okay? Because you don't have to tolerate it. You only have to know that, hey, you're being violent with me, and then you go and get some help. And if this person doesn't listen to you, it doesn't mean that you don't deserve to be listened. It's that this person didn't listen to you, and then you look for another person, and you keep strong and try to keep the right things on lightning. How can I say that? Lighten up what is right. See? Because sometimes you just learn to live with it and you're developing chronic stress and your self-esteem is coming down.
Mm.
And then the suicidal thoughts will start growing, So we need to keep
Low
our
self-esteem.
up.
Yeah, low self-esteem, low self-confidence,
Mm-hmm.
loneliness.
Yeah. And
Everything.
be happy of being imperfect. Be happy with that. Say, what can you do with your imperfection?
But this is where self-acceptance comes in.
Yeah.
Learning to love yourself,
Yeah.
accept yourself.
No matter what, unconditionally.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is what happening to young people. They will love themselves if they're more pretty, more slim, more tall, you know, so more smart. And we need to learn to say, hey, I will be a person that in the water will always float. Don't be too heavy so you will drown. No, no, no. Be simple. Be simple and look for help. Understand that depression will bring negative thoughts too. Stress can bring negative thoughts. So you need to save yourself from your own self and say, hey, my brain is not working the right way because it's giving me all this negativity. And then you get the help. If you get the help from a psychologist, they can give you psychotherapy. If you get the help from a psychiatrist, from a doctor, they will give you antidepressants. And it's so important because so many people is because of the brain is not uh, developing enough serotonin to keep the brain working in well-being. And then you cannot cope because you have depression. And I have so many patients that after receiving antidepressant for the first time in their life, they say, wow, doctor, this idea, these suicidal thoughts is not there anymore.
Mm.
It doesn't bother me. And I have people that has been complaining about these suicidal thoughts for so long until they receive antidepressant. And I am telling you about people that had psychotherapy for many years and many psychology therapy. So sometimes medication is very important and we need to try it because we cannot normalize the suicidal thoughts that are always there. We cannot normalize that. We need to take care of that.
And when you say medication too, because when you have high blood pressure, you take medication for high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
We take medication for different types of pain.
Yeah.
But for some reason, there's a stigma when it comes to taking medication for your mental wellness, for your mental health.
Yes. Because mental health is some of our desires. I want to be strong. I want to be happy. So people cannot deal when the things come towards over. And they think that this is because they're too weak and they're too stubborn and they can deal with this, or it's because of the others.
Mm.
But you need to see, okay, everything of this is really happening. The others did this and that, and you can feel and wish to be this and that, but it's your brain we're talking about. Your brain is functioning. Your brain, when it's awake, is not working very well. So you need to take care of how your brain is working. It's like a person that eats their food and they can go and run and whatever. Some people eat and then the blood sugar just increase. They say, wow, you and I ate the same meal and I had to rush to the hospital and you are so okay. I say, probably because you have diabetes, you don't have it. Then the treatment is to give lifestyle and also a medication that will help the body cope with the food,
Right.
because eating is something that we need to do. So we cannot, in many times, we cannot only reduce it with the diet. Some people will work on a good diet and exercise, but other people will need medication. And that's where the doctors, the psychiatrists come. So people shouldn't be scared of the psychiatrist. Okay? Or listen to the psychiatrist that the same way you listen to anybody. And if you have questions and doubts, ask the doctor what to expect. Why don't you want to take medication? Why don't you want to try this? See, because we need to understand all of this is happening, and the brain is the part of the body that is not coping. Okay, and after you take medication, your brain just works differently. And you see my patient, I see they're smiling again, they're having plans with their lives again. They say, oh, I had this big argument with my mother, but it wasn't like before. Because believe me, some people have suicidal thoughts after arguing with somebody so important in their life, like their own mother. Or imagine your husband or your wife.
Right. Yes. Well, Dr. Malaika Fagette, you really have given us a lot of information and a lot to think of. And most importantly, there is help. There's help.
Yeah.
And talk about it. Talk to someone about it. Or text. Yeah. Sometimes people don't want to talk, but they text you.
Correctly.
But connect with somebody.
And move on to the resolution. Because if after talking to your friend, the friend still have the suicidal thoughts, or your family, take them for medical evaluation and say, what is the problem? Get medical evaluation. And I will say, let the doctor take you to send you to the psychologist, because a primary doctor can tell you, okay, go to the psychologist, and I will be checking if you need something else, or go to the psychiatrist. And when a person really had committed a suicidal attempt, they need to go to the hospital. They need to have complete checkup, and we need to see if that suicidal intent is still there, because most of the time the person will need hospitalization to keep the person safe. Okay? And after we see that the suicidal thoughts is reduced, that the risk is controlled, then the person can go. And this is the best thing you can do. You try to the person to get a good medical attention. Family can be make sure that can feel released, because it's the right thing to do. Nobody likes psychiatrist hospitals. Nobody likes to be hospitalized because of psychiatric problem, but so many times it's lives changing, because this is a human crisis.
It's necessary.
Try to finish life. See, so we need to see that men, the older men, and the young men, like less than 25 years old or 30, are more prone to commit suicide than women. Women will be more prone to do suicidal intents that are not so strong as the men, because women will is ambivalence is women is is bigger, is stronger, because I don't know, women we like to live. We want to be loved in this open way. We can express our feelings better than men. When men think about this, it can be very strong. They can be very decided. Women, we are not too decided. We just want people to love us, and we want to change the situation, but sometimes men just decided this is the end. I don't like this, and this is. They are so good at making decisions. We can change our mind so easily. So we need to be on top of this, but on top of everybody, because this is just statistics.
Yes.
When you
Yeah.
have somebody in front, that is the important person, and what is
And
happening to that person is really important, and let the person get engaged with giving life another try.
mhm, mhm.
Okay, because at the bottom line is the person that needs to love life and give life another chance. See, and that we need that to come from inside. We need that transformation. So it's very important that this person with suicidal thoughts try to engage with changing life. And we can be there supporting while this happens. But with the help of the doctors, the psychiatrist, the psychologist, the spiritual guidance,
Mhm.
and just, the lovely life, or the life that is around us.
And this person can be a family member, can be a friend, it can be a co-worker, it can be a classmate, it can be a neighbor, it can be anybody, as you said. Suicidal thoughts can cross anybody's mind depending on certain experiences, circumstances, or as you said, if they're taking, using other things like alcohol, drugs, that interferes with the mind, and then depression, and you start the negative thoughts. These are all negative thoughts. And the thing is to finding a way of substituting those negative thoughts with positive thoughts and realizing that life is worth living. Life is worth living. You're alive, and there is a solution to everything. And just is a matter of having patience, having a support system, talking about it. People can help you. So don't face this by yourself. Don't do this alone. Please reach out. Reach out to somebody. Talk to somebody. Text somebody. And when you start talking, sometimes you talk yourself out of it. Sometimes you do. So again, Malaika, I really appreciate you sharing this with our friends because, again, as you said, if the mind is not right, that affects everything else. And there is a solution, there's help to help you get your mind where it needs to be, to get your mind right. Any last words, Dr. Fagette, for our friends?
Well, love life and live humble. That is.
Friends, remember to go to Greatest Jesus in Me YouTube channel. And you know what to do. Subscribe now. Be blessed. And until next time.